Hi students, welcome to another tutorials on IXL. Today we are going to work on distance. So we're going to be doing two things today. We're going to be looking for distance on a number line, and we're also going to be looking for distance using the order pair. So let's start with the first one, which is the distance on a segment. So, which is this one right here. So I'm going to look at this first example. We see that we have a distance from segment JK. So this line means segment, right? JK. So from J to K. I mean, sometimes it's so easy that you could actually count. So that's 1, 2 units, right? So you could actually count 2 units, and you're going to put this in here, 2 units, right? I'm going to put 2 in there. Enter. All right, so that's easy. I'm going to skip along a little bit just so that we get um, more challenging problems, okay? Because that one's too easy. All right, negative values. Now, remember, distance is a positive value. Distance is not negative. So even if you're working with negative numbers on the number line, the distance is still going to be positive. So what it's saying is, how many steps do you have to take to get from -3 to -1? If you physically standing right here, it would take you 1, 2 steps, right? So we're going to take 2 steps to get there. So the answer is 2 again for segment UV, okay? All right, next one, we could count here. We say 1, 2, 3. What if we can't count? What if sometimes they give you the numbers that are way far away from each other, or maybe numbers that are difficult to count? What would you do? Well, to find segment LM is equal to the larger endpoint minus the smaller endpoint. So 74 minus 71 to give you 3 units. So you can verify that really quick, that you're going to have to walk 1, 2, 3 units to get there. All right. Now, sometimes you see people do it this way also, right? They're doing the absolute value of 71 minus 73. And so when you do absolute value, it doesn't matter which number you subtract which number, the answer is always still going to be 3 anyway, right? So that's how you find distance on a number line when the numbers are sort of like difficult to count, right? Or too much to count. So you can use the formula there, okay? So the big endpoint minus the smaller endpoint. So the answer is 3 for this one. Submit. Clear. All right, like for this one, for example, like this one right here, I mean, you could count, but sometimes it's faster to do the subtraction, right? So segment TU equal 4 minus a -2, right? So be careful here. You're subtracting a negative, so you end up adding. So it's going to be 5, right? The distance is 5, and you can verify that if you want. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 6 because oh my gosh. I am only subtracting 1. I'm supposed to be subtracting 2 because the other endpoint is 2. So that was my fault, guys. I'm so glad I verified. Oop, I put 1 again. It's 2. So the answer is 6. I'm so glad I verified that. So it's a good idea to verify your answer, okay? Learn from me. All right, the answer is 6 here, not 5. Okay, submit. Yay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna jump along because we do have 2 practice, and I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm gonna jump to maybe higher level. So let's do this one, and then we can jump again. This one is where the numbers. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can still count from here to here. That's 20. From here to here, that's another 20. So the distance is 40, right? You can do that. You can do from here to here. That's 20 units, and then from here to here is 20 units. So we can use segment addition to say that, oh, together this is 40 units, right? The answer is 40. Or you could do what? You could do UV equals 60 minus 20, right? 60 minus 20. And you still get the same answer as 40. Okay, so either way you do it, it's fine. When you can count, go ahead and count. When you cannot count, then you can use the formula, okay? Submit. All right, so here, from here to here, okay, that's too easy. I'm gonna skip. All right, we're in the challenge zone. I'll probably do a few of them, not too much. 512, that's 2 units. That's too easy. That's only 2 units. Why are they giving us easy problem? They're all right, so maybe this one's not as easy. So let's just count really quick. So from negative 50 to 0, it's 50 units. I have to walk 50 steps to get to 0. And then from 0 to the other 50 would be another 50 units. So together, I have 100 units altogether, right? 100. And you can do your math as well if you want, right? Verify your math. You can do 50, 50, not 550, minus a negative 50. So that's still going to give us 100. So we could verify really quick if you want. Okay. So these are still not too bad. Um, I think the rest of them are like this. This is 100. So they're not too bad. All right. I'm going to stop here and then we're going to go to. So this one is what? This one is 10. We're going to go to the other practice. Okay. So we're actually going to be looking for distance using the distance formula. And so before we begin, I'm going to review with you guys the distance formula. This is the distance formula, okay? Make sure you have written this down somewhere when you're doing this practice. And just you need a calculator and then pay attention to how I work these to make your problems a little bit faster, because a lot of time you can type this into your calculator and get an answer, okay? You will also pay attention to how I simplify the square root, okay? Because I think some of these problems will ask us to simplify the square root. So write this down somewhere. To find the distance from x2 to x1, you just count how far they are apart, or you can use that formula x2 minus x1 to get the distance, right? And then same thing for y distance, y2 minus y1, okay? All right, let's get started. So here we have the order pair 0, 8 and 4, 5. So according to the formula, the square root of, so from here to here, this is your y square, okay? So I'm adding x squared to y squared. So x squared to y squared. Okay. And x squared is the distance from x to x, and y squared is the distance from y to y, and then you square them. So the distance from 0 to 4 would be 4. So to do this problem, I have the square root of 4 squared plus the distance from 8 to 5, that's 3 units, right? Because that's 3 units away from them, right? So I do 3 square. Okay, so from here to here is 3. From here to here is 4. Okay, so I do a 4 square. Now, I know this is going to be the square root of 25 because we've done this too many times. It's 16. 4 squared is 16 plus 3 squared is 9. 16, 9 is 25. And 25 happened to be a very nice number. It's 5. So I know the answer to this one is 5. But I know this is the first problem, so it's easy. The next problems are not going to be that easy, okay? But the concepts is still the same, okay? This formula still is the same. Submit. All right. Let's work with some negative numbers here. Okay, so I'm going to do negative 6 to negative 1. I want to know how far that is. And then from 8 to negative 4. Okay, so look at from negative 6 to negative 1. If you are negative 6, you're down here. We're talking about y value, right? And then negative 1 is here. Okay, so the distance from there to there is what? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. That's 5 units if you count. That's 5 units. So I know this is 5. And then I'm going to square that, right? Because that's in my formula. I have to square it. And then the distance from A to negative 4. Okay, if you draw a line here, you don't have to do this every time. I'm just drawing so that you can see. From 8 all the way to negative 4. Well, you know, from 8 to 0, if you're doing this distance, that's 8 units. And then from 0 down to 4, That's 4 more units, right? So together, the whole entire thing is 12 units. So I'm going to put 12 square here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them together, right? So I'm going to pull up my calculator here just to make my problem go a little bit faster. So what am I typing in? I'm typing in the square root. That's the first thing I'm typing in, the square root, because look at my formula. It has a square root, right? Big square root on the outside. And then the next thing I'm going to type in is my x square. Well, what was my x square? I don't remember what my x square was. My x square was 12 square. So I'm going to type in 12 square. And then I'm going to type in plus 5 square. Plus 5 square. If this is a nice number, it'll give me a nice answer. If not, I'm going to have to simplify, right? So it happens to be 13, which is a nice number. Now, sometimes it's not nice, and then we have to simplify it, okay? Because the direction asks us to put this in simplified radical expression. Do not round, okay? So that makes it a little bit more challenging if we don't know how to work with our square root. Oh, what was the answer? 13? Yes. Submit. All right, delete all that. All right, let's do this one more time. I'm going to do my y square, my x square. Doesn't matter which one you do first. Just make sure you keep them in the right place. X to x, y to y. This is 5 units. And then I have to square that. From 3 to 7, you can count with your finger. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 4 units. And then you square that, right? And then you type in your calculator. Square root of 4 square plus 5 square. Okay, so 16 plus 25. What is 16 plus 25? 16 plus 25. My text is going crazy. 41. Okay, the square root of 41, it is not a nice number. Okay, and 41, I don't think 41 can be simplified. This is how you simplify 41. You go to y equals, you type in 41 divided by x squared. Okay, x squared. We're dividing by square because we're looking for the perfect square. And then we go to the table. So second table or second graph. And then we look on the y1 column. We keep looking to see if there is a small whole value that is bigger than 2. Nope, there is not one. So I know the square root of 41 cannot be simplified. So it has to stay the same. So I'm going to type this in as square root of 41 as my answer because I cannot simplify it, right? I cannot simplify 41. Okay, it is done. So submit. Very cool. Next one. All right, negative numbers again. Let's do this. Just draw this. You see I'm drawing the connectors every time. From positive 1 all the way back to negative 5, that's 6 units. And then you have to square that. So that's make it 36, right? 6 squared is 36 because it's 6 times 6. And then from negative 7 to negative 3, it's 4 units. You can count. And then you square that. Well, 4 squared is 16. Okay? So I do what? I take square root of 16 plus 36. But I want to add them first though, right? I want to add them and then see if I can take the square roots. So if I add 16 to 36, if you need a calculator, you can go ahead and pull up your calculator. 16 plus 36 is 52. And I want to know if I can simplify 52. I think I can. So here's how you check. You go to y equals, clear this out. You type in 52 divided by x squared. And then you go to second graph to get your table. And then if you look over here, you see that 13 right there? It's a whole number, right? It's a whole number. So your answer is 2 square root 13. So the answer for that is 2 square root 13. Okay, move this out of the way. All right, if you there's nothing smaller than that. So 13 is the smallest one. So the answer is 2 square root 13. 2 square root 13. So the y1 is the square root and the x is the whole number. So I'm going to type this in as 2 and then square root 13. Submit. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Are you guys getting a hang of this? I'm going to do one more and then maybe we'll jump level and then we'll get to like maybe more challenging problems. Okay. Guys, if you do this and you get to like an 80, I think that's pretty good. You can stop at an 80 if you want. If you want more, you can go all the way to 100, but I don't expect you to go all the way to 100. Not necessary. So from 6 to 9 is 3 units and then we square it, right? And then we get 9. 3 square is 9. And then from 1 to 7, that's 6 units. And then we square that. That will give us 36. Okay? And then we do what? Square root of 9 plus 36, or 36 plus 9. It doesn't matter which one because you're adding them together. It doesn't matter which one comes first. Okay? So now I'm going to go to my calculator. And I'm going to do a 9. I don't need a calculator for this. It's the square root of 45. Okay, now to simplify this, you might need a calculator. You go to y equals, you type in 45 divided by x. I don't have to do that again because I already typed it. And then second graph, and then look, there's a 5 there. There's a 5 here. So the answer is 3 square root of 5. The answer is 3 square root 5. So I go to my box over here and I'm going to type that in. 3 square root 5. Enter. Yay. Okay, can we skip one level maybe? We jump one level? Okay, we're in the challenge zone. We could actually jump again. Let's see how easy this problem is. From 10 to 1 and then from 10 to 8. All right, from 10 to 1 is 9 units. How do I know that? Well, because if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're going to use 9 fingers. From 10 to 8, that's 2 units. Okay? And remember, I got to square these. 9 square is 81. 2 square is 4. So I'm going to add 81 and 4 together. 81 plus 4. That's going to give me the square root of 85, right? Square root 85. Now, I want to know if I can simplify this. So go to your calculator. And guys, it is very useful to have a calculator for this practice, okay? So make sure you follow my directions on how to download a calculator from the internet or use the online calculator, okay? Some of them may simplify the 85 for you also. So, all right, simplify this. 85 divided by x squared. So, and then we go to second graph. And then we look over here to see if there's any whole number smaller that we could use. Nope. So what does that mean? That means 85 is the largest square root I can simplify. So I don't have to go any smaller. So the answer here is square root 85. Bam. Yeah. Okay. Skip or just jump. Oh, that's only 2 problems. Anyway, so let's do this. It's not that bad. Now, be careful. It is 8 to all the way to negative 3. That's 11 units. Okay. And then 10 to 2. So, oh, negative 10 to 2. I'm sorry. Negative 10 all the way to 0 is 10 units. And then 2 more units, it's going to be 12 units. So this is all 12 units. Okay. So if you are not sure, you can check your number line if you want. So here's negative 3. All the way to 0 is 3 units. And then all the way to 8. So that's 8 plus 3. That's 11, right? And then you have a negative 10 here. If you go all the way to 0, that's 10 units, right? And then you go to 2. So from negative 10 all the way to 2, that's 2 more units. So together it's 12 units. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this in here. So you have to square this. Oh, my dog is barking. Sorry. So 12 square is 144. And then 11 square is going to be 121. I know these numbers. You can check your calculator if you don't know them by heart. I know them by heart because I work with them too much already. So 121 plus 144. Now I do want to add these using my calculator. 121 plus 144, and then see if I can simplify 265. So I go to y equals, I do 265 divided by x squared. Okay. Oops. Delete, 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 delete. There you go. So 265 divided by x squared, and then I go to my table, second graph, and then I look on the y column and see if there's anything smaller but bigger than 2. Nope, no whole values that's smaller than 265 and bigger than 2. So 265 is the simplified answer, so I'm going to put that in there, okay? I'm going to put the square root of 265 into my answer. Square root 265. Submit. Awesome. Okay. I think I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do all the way to 100. From 4 to 8, can you guess how many units that is? Or can you find out? Well, from 4 to 0, it's 4 units, and then 8 more units, so that's 12. From 6 to -6, that's also 12 units. All right. So now we got to square these, and we got to square these, right? Oh, that's two. Oh, the answer is okay. The answer is 12 root 2. You haven't learned this yet, but you'll learn it later. So this is 12 square. Once you learn it, you don't even have to do this. This is also 12 square. Okay. And so the answer for this is square root of 144 plus 144, right? Plus 144, right? I can't type. Okay, so now I go to my calculator and I do 144 plus 144. And then I'd go to my second, no, just go to y equals 288 divided by x squared. And then I go to my table and I look and I say, oh, look, this, wait, it's not 144, is it? Hang on 1 second. 144 plus 144 is 288. What did I put in? 288. Oh, yeah, I did. Go over. So let me go over here. Let's see. Ah, look at that. 12 root 2. The answer is 12 root 2. So I'm going to type it in, 12 root 2. Submit. All right, guys, if you're doing this, again, you can get to an 80, and that's pretty good. Notice I haven't missed any problems. That's why, and I skipped some problems as well. That's how we got to 98 pretty fairly quickly. But if you wanted to get to 100, that's going to take a lot of problems. If you want to, you can do that, but an 80 or a 90 is good enough, okay? So I'm going to stop here. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next videos. Bye-bye.